Hello Cooper Troopers. Of course it's Xander Cooper here, and I just thought I'd reach out to you and so that we can discuss the big philosophical question of, does God exist or not? Now, over the course of this excuse me a second, what? What do you mean this isn't that video? Well, what's this for then? Who? Really? Oh. Wait. Is this... Am I being paid for this? 5 rock stars? Ooh. Wait, guava? Hello sports fans, Xander Cooper here, and I'm here to introduce to you the journalistic style reviews of Mr. Marcus Pearson. Oh, and follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook and all that shenanigans.
That's the intro. Ha! That's that. Thank you, Xander. Thank you for that. Do as an intro, you could make me look, like I'm your favourite guy or something like that. And that's, fuck. Suppose you get what you pay for, If you're prepared to only pay 5 cans of a cheap energy drink, then that's what you get. Dear me. I knew I should have gone with fucking Carl Clinch. Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. These are my WWE Elimination Chamber 2012 thoughts, plus later on in the video we're going to do some PCW Blood, Sweat and Beers predictions, because that show is coming up on Friday. Thank you to everyone who watched my Q&A and enjoyed it. Thank you very much to all of ye. Lots of you enjoyed it, didn't you? Bloody hell. A lot of people have said to me recently that the reason that I enjoy my Q&A vids is because I ramble a bit more about various topics. Now, the question I've got to ask you, first things first, is would you prefer it if I did all my reviews in that sort of rambling style, where I had just, right, John Cena beats Kane, and that's it, and I just go off my memory, or should I write some bullet points instead of going through the matches how I do at the moment? I mean, please feel free to let me know. I like doing my reviews the way that I do. The move for move way of what happens, simply because no one else does it like that. I'm doing something original and and unique, which I think sets me apart from the rest of this bullshit YWC that we work in, eh? Anyway, should we get on with it? Have we got any clips of Xander, of something really bad happening to Xander? No, we've only got this clip of his finishing move. Well, I like that. Xander Cooper's one of my favourites. He really is. He's going to be a fucking big star in this country soon. Anyway, opening contest was the Raw Elimination Chamber match. Now this one, my Facebook wall went woomph when this fucking started. What the fuck, WWE? The Raw one? Oh, the whole fucking IWC, anyone who's into wrestling just blew up. And I sat and giggled at all of them because it's like, oh, come on, does it matter? Yes, this was unusual. I will give you that. It was unusual of WWE to put this one on first. I was expecting, I've got to be honest, I was expecting the SmackDown one to go on first. But about half an hour before this show started, I said, listen, if they're going to do anything with Christian coming down, because it had been rumoured that Christian was there, if they're going to do anything with Christian taking out someone, let's just say for argument's sake, Santino Marella, surely that would have to happen in the show. So surely the SmackDown one will be the main event. That was my reasoning. So for me, I'd already sort of mentally prepared myself for the thought of the Raw one going on first. So I was just like, meh. I don't care. I really don't. This was a good match though. I gave it 2 3/4 star match. 2 3/4 stars, and I'll tell you why. There was some really good stuff in this. There was some really big, nice spots. A highlight for me: Kofi Kingston doing his Spider-Man onto the side of the cage, flipping over, turning it into a tornado DDT by Dolph Ziggler, who for me, apart from CM Punk, was the fucking star in this. Ziggler bumping around like he's Mr. Perfect at his height. Absolutely fantastic. Kofi also did a springboard off the sorry, not springboard, a crossbody off. I'm getting two spots confused now because he did a crossbody off to one of the top. Oh, fucking A, Mark, stop doing this. Off one of the pods. That was really difficult to say clearly. The reason I was getting confused, of course, is because Kofi Kingston and CM Punk tried to do a double sort of springboard onto Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler moved out of the way and they collided in midair. That was really nice as well. The problem I had with this match is it was very stop, start, stop, 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 stop. They would do a big spot, right, and then they would do fuck all in between the next spot. There was no transitions. It's just spot, 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 spot. It's just the times in between those spots was fucking beast. That, for me, hurt this. And then I understand if it's a legitimate injury that Chris Jericho looks like he gets knocked the fuck out by a kick from CM Punk, and they have to sort of improvise the finish. The finish, I'm sure, is meant to, you know, I'm sure it's not meant to be like this. If it is, well done, to be honest, isn't it? But it was between CM Punk and The Miz, and it felt very anticlimactic, is what I'll say. It didn't really feel like it was meant. It felt like it was wrong. Miz got a near fall, and then CM Punk obviously got the win with the go to sleep. I've given it 2 3/4 stars, and yeah, I enjoyed it for what it's worth. We then get to see a bit of John Cena lifting weights with two people I recognise as Tyler Black and Consequences Creed in his gym. I'm paying for this show, $50. Don't really need to see that. Beth Phoenix defeating Tamina. I always try and call her Tamara. I don't know why. In the Divas title match that right, well, it was an alright match, but it's a half-a-star match. It was way too long, in my opinion, because it really showcased that Tamina doesn't really have any moves other than the superplex and the splash. And yes, announcers, I get it. She's Jimmy Snuka's daughter, alright? I get it. Cheers for that. 7 minutes, they must have mentioned it 10 times, alright? No. Okay, then we get Johnny's big announcement, John Laurinaitis. His idea is that he should be the general manager of Raw and SmackDown. Yay! Alberto Del Rio returns. Whoop-de-doo! Mark Henry comes out and agrees with John Laurinaitis, as does Del Rio, by the way. Whoop-de-doo! Christian comes out. I mark out, for the moment that Christian's music hits, I then can mark out even more when I notice that Christian now has a heel beard. That makes me a happy boy. He's done it all properly now. He's a proper fucking heel. It's one of the reasons I like Xander Cooper so much, because he's got a heel beard. Oh, yes. But yeah, $50 apparently this pay-per-view cost in America. I'm not sure if that's actually true, because I find that hard to believe it or not. But if that's true, you're paying for a Raw segment. Lucky, lucky you. Glad I didn't pay for it. Oh yes, the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match was a completely different match to the Raw one, in my opinion. It told a story, which is something that the Raw one didn't do. And for that, it gets high praise from me. The problem, of course, in this match is the first 10... I've just do you notice I'm not running through the matches? I'm just doing it exactly as I said. Let me know. Alright, I'm going to continue for the rest of this review like this, alright? If you like it better, let me know, and we'll fucking scrap the whole system, alright? And we'll try and do it from memory. Maybe. I don't know, because I like to at least talk about the main event in detail, don't I? Anyway, the first 10 minutes of this match were not great. They were boring and slow. Big slow, and Wade Barrett started off and nothing had happened. Cody Rhodes came out, nothing had happened. Santino came out, apart from getting a crowd reaction, not really a lot happened. It was, well, it was all that really, wasn't it? The crowd finally came alive when Big Slow and Show basically wanted to get at Bryan, and it's one of these things. This is why this might bug me a bit, because I've seen higher ratings for this match, and this bit right here is one of the reasons why it's not as high for me. Show wants to get to Daniel Bryan, right? So he's staring at him through the pod, and all the other guys who are in the match, so Cody and Wade Barrett and Santino, have to just lie around on the floor like they're corpses, while Big Show decides he wants Daniel Bryan that badly. He's not prepared for wait for him to come out. He gets on the top turnbuckles and starts pulling the chains off the top. Quite an impressive feat, I think you'll agree, but you sat there at the same time going, why doesn't he just wait for him? He then crashes down into Bryan's pod and starts battering Bryan. The crowd finally came alive for that. Last 10 minutes were really, really good, but at the same time, you sat there as a fan going, why are they doing this? As both Cody and Wade Barrett were pinned by Santino. And you're like, they're going to be world champions at one day, probably this year. And you sat there thinking, but it's been pinned by Santino. Shit, man. And then once those guys had all gone, when it came down to Santino and Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan, whichever you want to call it, because I had a brain fail there. And the crowd was so behind Santino. It was fantastic. I tell you something, if the crowd were like that in every single WWE match, you'd get behind people more, wouldn't you? You know, they really, you so would. If the crowd is rabidly hot at for every match on a show, it makes the pay-per-view better. And I sat there with a big smile on my face going, I know he's not going to win. That'd be ludicrous. But inside of the marketing is going, fucking come on, Santino, you can do it. That's what he was doing. That's exactly. I know that if I'd been in that crowd, I would have wanted Santino to win so bad. If I'd been caught up in the emotion, because think about it, in these big arena shows, you don't get that atmosphere very often, do you? I would have been fucking loving it. Librel is locked in, and Santino really fights out of it, and the crowd noise urging him to fight out of it is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I enjoyed this match because of the story that it told with Santino. A lot of people aren't liking it. I didn't like the fact he was in the match, although it didn't bother me that much. To be honest, a lot of people on SmackDown. The SmackDown last week was wank, wasn't it? Let's be honest, it was a bag of shite. But after SmackDown been again, Facebook were warmth of just what the fuck, Santino in the fucking chamber. And of course, I'm just like, did he not hit? I actually put on Friday night. Did you notice the pop he got when he won? Because the pop he got was fucking massive. It was so big. So yeah, they told the story that he had a chance of winning the match, and that I don't have an issue with at all. I mean, I really don't. I'm very hard on WWE, as you all know. I got accused today by some fucking idiot that the reason I rate my pay-per-views so lowly and I rate I rate matches so lowly is because I'm still in love with the Attitude Era, if you can believe that. That's a load of crap. I give praise where I see it, and that is what I'm doing now. I give praise where I see it. Next, Hornswoggle eats cheese and Natalia farts, and Gabriel and Jack fight over the cheese and Hornswoggle. They then have a match, which is lovely, I suppose. It's a Raw match, though. It's a Raw match on the pay-per-view. It's utter filler. It's nice that Jack Swagger has a title match on pay-per-view. It's nice to see him defending the championship. I just wish that he'd leave it in the ring so that someone worthwhile can actually have the belt. You know, has he defended it at all since he won the championship? I can't think of it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, surely is one of the reasons why why people don't give a fuck about the US title. I know I don't. It is a meaningless piece of tin. It really is. It really is. Why should I care about it when it's never defended? And when it is defended, it's defended in bad matches. You know, why should I care? Next, we get another Rock and Cena video. We've seen quite a few of these tonight. I just didn't want to talk about them too much. And then, in one of those, if people wonder why I dissed fucking WWE and their pay-per-views, this is one of the reasons. How about this one? Fucking they hype what is tonight's. You probably actually, when you're watching this, probably is now's Raw. They hype Monday night's Raw on the pay-per-view. That's ludicrous. You could have had, that Swagger versus Gabriel match could have been 10 minutes longer, right, and would have actually probably been alright, wouldn't it? Let's be honest, if they'd actually been given the time to tell the story, who'd have thunk it, you know? That could have been actually good, but they have videos like this on. Alright, I get it, it's Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania. Actually, let's go on a fucking round while I think about it, right? Does anyone else feel like this, right? Everyone is saying that this WrestleMania is going to be for the fucking dog's balls, it's going to be really, really good, but does anyone else feel that it's quite hard to be emotionally invested in either of the championship matches? As good as they're going to be, Punk versus Jericho will be good, yeah? And we know that, say, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan could be a decent match if it's given time, right? But do you feel like, or is it just me, that I don't care about them because the whole focus of the show is on Rock versus Cena. So I'm not emotionally invested as much in the two title matches as I fucking should be. They're the fucking title matches. These two titles go on from WrestleMania. Cena Rock doesn't, does it? We might get a rematch of SummerSlam, we might get a rematch next year, but the two titles, which should always be what the company is all about, that championship. Rant over. Anyway, in the main event, John Cena defeating Kane in an okay ambulance match. What can you say? They brawled at the ambulance, they brawled back to the ring, they had a standard, generic, plain Cena-Kane match. They then brawled up. Oh man, Kane puts Cena in a wheelchair, rolls him up the fucking ring, and then Cena somehow gets out of it. He rolls him towards the ambulance, yeah. Oh man, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. In the ring, he put on, what have I written it down as here? Oh, the Claw of Despair. How do you like that one? Or should we call it the fucking knocking out Claw of Doom to be added next time out? Puts the hand on, knocks Cena out essentially, puts him in a wheelchair, rolls him up to the ambulance. Cena gets out of it, right? Whacks fucking Kane with the chair because he's fucking Superman. And then does this spot that I still don't know why they do it. Because he puts him in the wheelchair and just rolls him into a table. Legs first. Into the table. I don't know why. I'm really... oh, God. Oh, excuse me. Just bear with me a second. Anyway, they brawl back to the ring. Going through the technical area. And Cena sets up the Spanish announce table. Wax came with some steps a couple of times. Looks like he's an attitude adjusting through the table. Chain. That was the last ambulance match, Mark, idiot. Kane chokeslams him through the table. Then has to go and get a fucking stretcher. Wheels him back to the fucking ambulance. Yay, this is exciting. And then, in one of those, well, that's so dumb. Cena gets on top of the ambulance chair. And then, dumb thing number one, Kane follows him up, gets on top. Like, and you sat there thinking to yourself, a heel would stay down going, what are you going to do up there? A face would follow him up. Just a thought. There's another Wrestling 101. Someone's going to compile the list one day and we'll do the bit. Then Cena attitude adjusting off the ambulance. Any other camera angle looks brilliant, yeah? The one next to the camera, it's a great big crash mark. Yay. So it looks crap. Sorry, it just does. Puts him in, Cena puts Kane in the ambulance, 1, 2, 3. The ambulance goes, he wins the match. And then Cena, and this is why I hate you, John, no concept of the fact that he's just been chokeslammed through a table, so he could sort of go to the ring sort of, yeah, I won, but oh, fucking hell, my back's hurting. Oh no, he runs to the ring, he gets in the ring, way, I won, yes! No selling of the back whatsoever. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has got any problem with me hating on John Cena, that is why. He doesn't know the concept, he has never grasped the concept of selling. And that was the show. This match was okay, nothing special. And that's how I feel about this show. It was okay. We had 2 good Elimination Chamber matches, and I, for what it was worth, enjoyed. Well, I gave the match main event 2¼ stars, so it was an okay match. But that's it. It was just average. It was just meh. It was just, you know, it was just there, as True Slayer would say. It was just there. It was just a stop on the road to WrestleMania. Let's put it this way, right? If you're watching me now and you haven't seen this show, don't go out of your way to watch it because you're not going to miss anything. Let's put it that way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to move on to the topic of PCW, Preston City Wrestling. If you're only here to hear me talk about the Elimination Chamber, you are free to leave now. Just give me a second before you do that. Before you do, you might have seen this on my channel already, you might have not. If you haven't, give this a watch. It's very good. Money in the Bank match from the last PCW show, which I attended, and it was fan-fucking-tastic, if I do say so myself. It's another one of these times where I went to a Fed to see an established wrestler. I've probably already said this. I said it on the main div, didn't I? I went to the PCW to see Nigel McGuinness. He was there. He was on his farewell tour. I realised I had to go and see him because I'd never seen him before. This was my last chance to go and see him. I went to see him for that, and it was one of those shows where I just fell in love with the promotion. I fell in love with the people and the atmosphere. Good Lord, in that fucking building is just fantastic. Blood, Sweat and Beers is this Friday, the 24th. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? In one of those rarities for British wrestling, it is completely sold out. You can't get a ticket for it now. They might be doing tickets on the door, I can't say, but it was originally 300 seats, yeah? All sold out. They advertised another 50. They sold out in hours. You know, maybe even an hour. Just one gone. So this card is so good that it's probably the first must-see show of this year in the northwest of England. So let's go through the card, shall we? In a no disqualification match, we've got Sean the Hammer Davies versus Val Cabius. I think is how you say it, because I just call him MVK. for some reason, but that's just me. This is no disqualification match. These two had a match last time out at Festive Fury that I enjoyed, but I probably enjoyed for all the wrong reasons, because the crowd, halfway through the match, completely turned on Hammer, who was the face, and started cheering Val. And it was just a surreal thing to watch, how one guy can wrestle as a heel and then all of a sudden be a face. It was very, very strange. Anyway, I think Davies is going to win this one. Valcabius has signed a WWE developmental contract, by the way. So this is probably one of the last times to see him in the UK before he fucks off to America. So that's where we're going. Disco Madness, which is Madman Manson, who is brilliant, and Sam Bailey, who is also brilliant, versus Dave Rayne and Terry Frazier in tag team action. Disco Madness have embarrassed Dave Rayne the last 2 shows on the bounce. Nigel McGuinness teamed with Dave Rayne to take on Disco Madness last time out. Superb comedy style match. The month before that, oh, you have to see this. If you're still watching me, right, please, at the end of this vid, click on the link below there that says Dave Rayne's birthday party. It is fucking hilarious. This was in October, so there's 2 months on the bounce, at least I know of, that Dave Rayne has lost or has been embarrassed by Disco Madness. I think this time out he's going to get his revenge, so I think he's going to win. Keith Colville. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. I've forgotten his name. One of the guys from the MOB. The MOB have challenged the Blackpool Blondes to a drinking contest. Been really hyping it up on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. Really hyping this thing up. Absolutely fantastic. Got a lot of time for the Blackpool Blondes, especially Axel Rage. I think that guy is going to be a star. I really do in the next couple of years. Yeah, but I think the guys from the MOB. I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name. Roughneck, is it? I think the guy's name is. Shit! Utter brain fit. I can remember all about the fucking pay-per-view, but even though I've got it written, I just can't. My rating, for long-term viewers will know my writing is fucking woeful. Alright? This is an example of that. Sorry. We've got a Cruiserweight 4-way. It's Jerry Hayes versus Noam Dar versus Dean Allmark versus Zack Sabre Jr. 4 of the best cruiserweights in this country. If you haven't seen, you might have seen Dean Allmark as Dean to Extreme on All-Star shows. Noam Dar is, in my opinion, one of the best heels in this country at the moment. He's fucking incredible. Jerry Hayes, I've got a lot of time for. I've never seen Zack Sabre Jr., but I've heard he's brilliant. Going for the win with Noam Dar, because I really like him. He's my boy. Number 1 contender match is Greg Burridge, who I've heard a lot of good things about, but I've never actually seen. But he's beast, and he's covered in tattoos, versus an absolute favourite of mine called Bubblegum, who's the guy I've just seen getting pinged in that fucking match there. Number 1 contender match, Bubblegum got the right to this match. He won a 6-man back in the October show. I think Bubblegum's going to win this one. Well, I'd like to see Bubblegum versus T-Bone for the title, because that's a very interesting contrast of styles, I think. An I Quit match between Chris Travis and Lionheart. These two had a last man standing match in October that everyone raved about, and I watched it. I gave it 3 out of 5, so it was a good match. An I Quit match though, this could go everywhere. The place is going to be heaving, isn't it? They're going to be rocking with 350 people. If this one brawls up through the crowd, this one could get very interesting, couldn't it? Expecting Travis to win that one. And the main event, check this one out. PCW Championships on the line. T-Bone putting the belt on the line against Johnny Moss, who is fucking huge. And a guy you might have seen on Impact recently, a guy called Mark Haskins. You might have seen him. He had a match with Austin Aries where he hit what's it called? Wait, I'll get there. No, stop shouting at me, I can't hear you. Shooting Star Press. He did the Lesnar Shooting Star Press and landed on his face. It wasn't pretty. But the thing about Mark Haskins is, I can ignore that. I saw him at Dragon Gate in October in a tag team match that was absolutely superb. So, that doesn't bother me at all. This show's going to be fantastic. I am going to do a review of it. I will be there. If you're going, come and say hello to me. I have been Mark P. Follow me add me on Facebook. I've got Twitter, but I never use it. If you want to add me on Twitter, be my guest. But it's linked to my YouTube page, so all you'll ever see is what I've done on YouTube, which you can do because you're a subscriber of mine on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed to me, hit the subscribe button. It'll do you good, man. It was soothing. I've got a very generic British voice, which you'll like. It's good. And I'm always right with my reviews. Well, sometimes. Well, occasionally. Anyway, yeah, PCW, Blood, Sweat and Beers is this Friday. I'll be in a review. I hope you enjoyed my Elimination Chamber review. My next vid will be that PCW review, and of course I'm going to be doing a WrestleMania 18 review very soon. Not sure when though. I've been Mark P. Thank you very much for watching. Balls to you, cooking Xander Cooper. Meant to be one of my fucking. I really thought he was going to do something special for me. Like, hey everyone, I'm Xander Cooper. You're watching Mark P. He's one of my favourite YouTubers. 5 cans of Rockstar, Get what you pay for. Take it easy, guys.